Hi, my name is Wes, and I'm a music performance major. I'm about to head off to seminary this next fall to get a pastoring degree. The purpose of these videos is really just to share my testimony and to really get me to speak better. Um, Hopefully, this will help, and maybe I can get some people's comments, and that will give me some good tips on speaking. Um, so, anyway, I'm just going to give you my testimony. So, I started out, I was always growing up in a Christian home. I struggled making friends, but I did go to church, and I had those friends who were my friends just because I went to church and they had to be nice to me. Um, and I went through all of middle school and high school going to church, but going on this big roller coaster, just never really, never really wanting God. I just wanted friends. So I'd kind of pretend to be a Christian. I was really fake. I was a hypocrite, quite frankly. And eventually, I graduated high school and started to go off to college over in Alabama, and I was just like, what am I doing? I'm just gonna do my own thing. This is not for me. I'm not a good person. I'd rather just do whatever I want. So that's what I did, and I started to make my own choices. I started to curse. I'd make crude jokes. I would be terrible to people. Just do some really ugly things to people. Well, one day I was in the music department over in Alabama. This has been several years, and just God one day said, "Wes, why aren't you feeling convicted about any of the things that you're doing, and you know they're wrong?" And I said, "Oh yeah, why don't I feel bad?" So then I started to pray to God for the first time in so long, and eventually, right then and there, I just turned around. It was interesting because before that, people would say the name of Jesus in public or around me, and I would cringe. It would bother me, and it was just so amazing that God changed my life from this person that would cringe at the name of Jesus to now being overjoyed by hearing His name. And so anyway, I started changing my life, and in May 2009, I really just changed. I started reading the Bible. I started really caring about my walk with God, and I started to want to make a relationship with Him. So I ended up going back to Pensacola, Florida, which is where I'm from, and I started to go back to my old church where I haven't been or seen any of those people for about 5 years now. Nobody wanted me back. Nobody wanted me there because I was a jerk, and everybody was like, "He's just a fake Christian. Why would we want him back?" So some of who are my friends now were saying like, "Get him out of here. Why does he need to be here?" They didn't say it to me, but they were thinking it. I found out later, and you know what? They're my great friends now, and I don't blame them for that at all because I would have done the same thing, which is wrong, but I would have done the same thing, is what I'm saying. So God really just changed my life through that, and it was interesting because I was I had so few friends at the time. I really didn't know how to act, and I started to hang out with a certain group of people, and I really started to change my life. And what was so interesting was we did a session with a bunch of the guys at my church, and we all got into the house, and we all got in a big circle, and it was basically a rebuking session. Just basically saying, okay, hey, this is what you need to work on, but this is what you're good at, so you're doing good. It was just really, it was encouraging, and it was very productive in showing what your faults are. And it was really interesting because we were in this circle, and I was one of the last ones to go, and I was scared out of my mind. I was ready to jump out and just go home, and I was like, I will never come to this church again. I'm not talking to these guys. I hate them. This is horrible because I was so afraid that they were just going to ring me because I knew everybody in that room hated me. But it was so cool because I stayed, and I was like, all right, I'm going to take it, but I'm not coming back to church after this. And everyone in that circle, there was probably about 15 people, I guess. And every one of them said, look at how much you've changed. And I was like, really? I didn't think you guys really cared or liked me or wanted to be there. And it was so amazing that they were, that all these people who weren't my friends before, that didn't like me, that didn't want me to come back, were saying that you've changed. You are a completely different person, and it is showing. This made me want to stay. So I stayed at my church, and I've grown better with my friends. And there's a whole lot more to this story, and I will elaborate more later. And just how God has shown me things through faith and through different trials that I've had to go through and whatnot, and how what great and amazing things God has done in my life. And I will definitely share those with you. Hopefully this next week when I have a chance to make another video. So please leave comments. Say how my speaking was. Any kind of suggestions or anything. Please let me know. Again, this is my first video, so don't be too hard on me. All right, and yeah, I'll talk to you later.